And begin.
And we are live. Welcome to the Generation Void. Tonight is the retail war zone. Alex has wanted to do this from the very inception of this idea, so we're going to talk about different scenarios, horror stories, ridiculous things that have happened in the business of retail. If you guys have questions, hit us up in the chat. We'll answer everything that we can. If you've never been a manager and you want to know how that mess works, let me know. 30 years of my life has been dedicated to this mess, so I got nothing to hide. And with that, Alex, what you got for us?
And with that, I'll be speaking from the employee point of view. I have also sort of been on both ends of the spectrum at Uncle Sam Mart, if you know what I'm talking about, Steve.
Felmart.
With the Coke. Nope. No.
Oh, yes. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Felmart, that's definitely where Steve was my manager. That's how I know Steve. I did want to thank some of our great people that followed while we was offline. Starting with Almighty is Live, he followed. WLO off 4842. Thanks for the follow. Biba 205, thank you for the follow. Subliminalist, thank you for the follow. And Grizzled Teddy, thank you guys for the follow. And thanks for all the VOD watches. What are we at, Steve, for episode 1? Ain't it 84 views or something like that?
No, we're 90 plus. We're at 93.
Oh, that's even better. We're trying to get to 50 followers as fast as possible, so we can also become affiliates on this channel. That out of the way, we'll take a couple of questions if you guys have any questions before we go into the war zone.
Pin drop.
Sounds a lot like I almost just dropped the name of the store off rip. Wow. Sounds a lot like a Felmart on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it does. Be careful. We don't want no defamation suits on us because we slandered some retailer. God forbid they need all the money they can get right now.
Do they even still exist, Steve?
I think they do. I think it's like, at best, maybe, oh, I don't know, 50 stores if they're lucky.
Favorite part and worst part of working retail? To me, the best part was always just the social experience with the employees, because you definitely really got to know each other on like a close level because you all just had something in common of just hating customers. And the worst part is definitely the customers. Dealing with people, especially on a Sunday. I mean, Steve, can you agree with me? On a Sunday, people are the most entitled people. Like they just want to come in. They think the world is owed to them.
Not just Sunday. I mean, it's any day that ends in a Y.
Yeah.
As far as my favorite part of retail, I agree with Alex. You really get to know your team, at a personal level. You get to find out what makes people tick and whatnot. And if you're good at what you do, you can build a really, really good team, and, you can make really terrible days at least bearable. Other favorite part, I love merchandising. That is what's kept me in retail for as long as I had been in it. Is I love the merchandising aspect of it. All the other stuff, you probably could keep that, but the merchandising part was great. Worst part, from where I sat, having
Black Friday.
Black Friday was always terrible. The geniuses in the retail brain trust decided to start opening on Thanksgiving. That was god awful. But the worst part was payroll. You've got just huge buildings running on payroll that dollar stores can barely run off of these days. And you know, and when you go to people who were good employees, who you were working 30, 40 hours a week because they would show up for you, and you have to go to them and say like, oh, I am so sorry. You only get 10 hours this week. That mess sucks, man. And you know, they look at you like you just grew another head and all of a sudden you're the bad guy, but it's not your call. You know, your name's not on the outside of the building, so therefore you don't get to make the rules. And it's just terrible. So the worst part of retail from a management standpoint is regardless of what companies tell you, they treat payroll and employees as a controllable expense, not an asset.
Luckily, I've never had that problem. I have literally never had that problem of someone coming up and telling me like, hey, your hours are going to be cut. Because you and the unnamed person that's in the other chat, y'all just always love giving me hours. Because
you know what?
Do you remember Steve?
But you know why you got the hours? Steve?
Why is that?
A, you showed up. B, you were receptive to feedback. And C, you worked your tail off.
Oh, I still do. Like, even including things of my own, like my Discord, my stream, my YouTube. Like, that's just how I've always been, Steve. Like, if I see something, I'm going to give it my 100%. And I am very open to feedback. Like, if you've ever got anything to tell me that's constructive, like, I take it, like, super to heart.
You do. We knew that about you. You know, it's funny. A lot of people look at it like favoritism, and it is in kind of a way, but it's earned favoritism. It's the person that you can rely on, the person that, you know, no, not trying to be ugly or whatnot, but there's people like, oh, well, they don't have a life. They're just sitting at home. They'll come to work. They want to make some money, and you call them because you got all these other people who say they want to work and they don't. They don't show up. I mean, I can tell you the market that I'm in now. The last time I had to do hiring sprees, there was, honest to God, a day that I called 50 people. Out of those 50 people, I set up 30 interviews. When interview day came, 3 showed up.
Only 3?
Yep.
See, I never got to understand on that end of the spectrum, because to me it was always just presented as, oh, you may get a call back.
No, I mean it's pretty terrible. I mean, the amount of people who really don't want to work, I mean, or they think they're going to get a job and it's just going to be easy, and they come in. God, you know, Grizzled Teddy knows what I'm talking about. But it's one of those deals where, hey, says Noop, now following. Thank you.
Says Noop.
You know, we've had people show up, you know, and we explain to them what the job is. You're going to sweat. You're going to work. And then a week later, like, oh, I didn't realize it was going to be like it. Yes, you did. We told you when you interviewed.
Well, you literally have to read it in the job description list exactly what it is.
Well, it got to the point that, especially for the positions we were hiring at the home decor place I last was employed at, we would walk them back to our receiving area and let them see what was going on. It's not like it was a surprise. You got people back there. I mean, it's 30 degrees outside, and they're back there sweating like they're in the middle of the Sahara.
That's exactly how my job is currently, as we work outside,
right,
on an open dock. I don't exactly work retail anymore, but you could say that I work in a southeastern area.
Choo choo.
It is not choo choo. It's freight company.
It's good work though.
It's always funny to me that you and the mysterious other person always think that it's a train.
Well, that's just because you used to walk around singing I was working on the railroad all the livelong day.
I don't remember ever singing that.
Oh, you did. Trust us.
That's hilarious.
Looking at some questions here. Entitled customers. I know in the past 2 years, the Karen thing has become huge, but my God, that's been around a lot
Entitled.
longer for the past 2 years.
Oh my God.
It's really it's really just kind of ridiculous. Because I remember I worked for a dollar store, and a typical Saturday, which is one of your busiest days of the week, you had the
Oh my
you had the
God.
manager, which was me, and I had one other person on a Saturday
Which with addicts.
well, no, this is at the dollar store, from about 9 a.m. to about 2 p.m. So you've got massive lines of people, and I've done pretty well throughout my career of not snapping on anybody, but one day I did. We had these lines of people. We're ringing up people as fast as we could go. I mean, it was just ridiculous. But this guy starts freaking out. You ain't got no more people here? Blah, 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 blah. And I stopped what I was doing. I'm like, yo, you've never worked in retail before, have you? And he just looked at me like, oh, wow, you're really talking to me? I'm like, yeah, you. Have you ever worked in retail before? No. Have you ever been a manager before? No. Well, then until you have been, wait your turn. And because, it's not our fault. I mean, we can't, if they tell us we can only schedule 2 people, we can only schedule 2 people. The last big retail job I had, we had a building that was just as big as the Walmart. And we had at best 22 people on staff. And, and that was 22 people that covered all different shifts. On most days during the day shift, you might have 4 people working in that building that are actually visible on the sales floor.
I have never personally seen more than one in the area that you're speaking of in that store. That's one place I am thankful I've never had the experience of working.
Which one did you go into? Are you talking about? I'm talking about the home decor store.
Home decor store.
There's one in Kennesaw.
Think I know what you're talking about. Right now, I'm talking about
the dollar store.
I'm talking about the General. Yeah.
Well, no, not the General. It's the other one. But yeah, I mean, it's but what's bad is the payroll in those smaller businesses were terrible. But I've worked in bigger businesses where you were expected to use the same payroll to run the bigger business. Mm-hmm. And then your bosses come in. Oh, why is this stuff not done? Well, what do you want me to do? I mean, like, grow 5 of me or what? I mean, we're not working for free here. It's crazy. And yes, Grizzled Teddy, you're correct. You can't fire anyone. It's, the rug section. Don't even.
Oh God. No. I don't even want to read anything about rugs right now. Oh my God. Whenever I get a truck full of rugs at my current job, Steve, I want to puke.
Oh, well, how are they packed? I'm just curious.
Oh, they're packed loose.
Oh, they're okay.
Imagine
to give you an idea. All right. So you got district managers who expect the world, out of nothing. It's a snowstorm. PTSD. That is correct. There were times that I had to go in on my day off because I had people who didn't want to work for whatever reason. And I unloaded full 52-foot semis by myself with rugs on them. And just as you're talking about, they're loose. They're just.
How many rugs are we talking, Steve?
Not nearly as many as you deal with, because you deal with a freight company.
I will move anywhere between 100 to 300 a night. And
I mean, there were times we might have got 100 rugs, but that was very few and far between. But still, if you're by yourself and you got to move 50, here's another thing about retail that people don't understand. When you talk about how people are greedy and try to save money, some geniuses out there figured out that if you quit using pallets on trucks, you get like, I don't know if the camera can see this, like this much extra space all along the length of 52 feet. So they're like, hey, let's not use pallets and just stack everything on the floor, from the floor to the ceiling. So now you don't get to use pallet jacks. You got these conveyors and people rolling boxes off one by one. And it's just ludicrous. The amount of things that these companies do to quote unquote save themselves money that doesn't trickle down to any kind of benefit to the actual staffs in the stores are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's sometimes it's just maddening, and you lose sleep at night over it because you're like, how can people be so stupid?
So Snoop, to answer your question about keep on folding, no, they are packaged together, but some of them will weigh over 300 pounds, and trying to throw one of those, because as you say, Steve, things are packed loose now, trying to throw one of those at the top of a trailer.
Oh God, it sucks.
Dude. And I have to literally do that like a good amount of times. Like, whew, that's why I'll come home from work and my shoulders just be killing me.
All right, let's do something.
That's why I tell that mysterious other person, like Walmart.
Oh, fired.
Uncle Sam Mart.
Sued. Everybody,
hey,
somebody clip that.
Their name first.
Somebody clip that and make sure that everybody knows that Alex was the one who said that, not Steve.
No. You dropped it first.
No.
You dropped it first.
No, I did not.
You did. Someone clipped that earlier because he absolutely said Walmart earlier.
Oh, when I was talking about the size of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't directly talking about an experience working for them because I never have.
Well, look, I like my job at Walmart.
See, you just did it again. Invest in a forklift, yes. Looking at some questions before they scroll up. The 3 Christmas songs on a loop during the holidays were the worst. Yes. I could go the rest of my life without hearing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" ever again. We heard that twice an hour.
So many times.
And it was just terrible. Now, I will say the best Christmas, like, Muzak system I ever heard, I worked for the guitar store. Yeah. Their Christmas music, that was off the chain. That was great. But Felmart, oh my God, you left the store nauseous. I mean, it was just awful. It's like, I don't know if they had some sort of package deal with Mariah Carey or whatnot, but terrible.
They can only afford the 3 songs, Steve. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah, but they did play some weird, really off the wall stuff during like regular time, stuff you wouldn't hear anywhere else. I mean,
do you remember that one song that they played that one night that had just straight up cussing in it?
Yes, I do.
And we had them customers
Yeah, I had to email corporate saying, yeah, you guys might want to take that off. We got people.
Because I was listening to the song and I was like, I vibe with it, but that's that's not a good family environment.
No, well, that store wasn't a good family environment anyway.
Oh my God, you just felt unsafe.
I mean,
like
rats in the garden center. True story. This place at night, we'd have to go to the garden center and lock up, all the outside doors so people couldn't come in and whatnot. But you would literally have to kick the door going into the garden center before you walk in, so all the rats would scatter. And you would kick the door, and you could see these rats that were like the size of like baby cows, like going up the wall. It was just ridiculous.
You want to talk about a jump scare? Because the customer would ask you like, excuse me, can I get some fertilizer out of there at 9:30 at night right as we're closing? You have to go in there and get it and just be jump scared. Yes, Tarkov rats, says Noob.
I think the funniest thing about that experience was
come here, cat.
Was the big red Colossus watering plants. That was great. Just great. Then I saw one of the comments about Can I go home? Can I go home? Oh, I want more hours. That's a huge thing too. You get people that you
That is
hire,
so true.
you schedule them, you talk to them when you hire them. Hey, we're going to give you 25, 30 hours a week. And they're all like, yay, great. I want to make money. And then you schedule them, and then they're the first ones ever. Can I go home early? Can I go home early? Can I go home early? And you're like, well, fine. You don't want to work. I'll send your damn ass home. So you send them home, and then they come to you like, I'm not making enough money. I'm not getting enough hours. Well, duh. Really?
Meanwhile, I would ask this man if I could go home early. No. And I'd be like, okay. End of story.
Oh, there's another good one. As a female, how disgusting females are in public restrooms and turning around and complaining about the cleaning. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've worked retail, women's restrooms, you might as well have to have a hazmat suit to go clean them. They are 10 times as bad as a male restroom, period. Anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's an upscale store, a low scale store, urban store, like it doesn't matter. It runs the gamut. Women's restrooms are terrible.
I've got a story on that one.
Let's hear it.
But
25 to 30, yes. If we had good employees, we'd offer them 25 to 30 hours.
All right, Felmar exclusively or just in general?
Whatever you got.
Yeah, I always got 40, like literally everywhere I've ever been.
That's because you didn't mind the abuse.
Feels bad, man. That kind of hurt a little bit. But the story I have, we had a customer. It was one night, me and the big red Colossus there were working.
Oh Lord.
And I don't know if you remember, but the one manager who was just a key carrier that we had, just think about the shoe department.
Oh, I liked her.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
No. I like, she actually still works.
In that location. Yes, I know. I've visited before I came back.
Yep. She still remembers who I am too. It's impressive. Because she asked me about my job, and lovely lady. But
did she give you a hug?
Yes.
Yeah, she likes to hug.
And the other one that works there, oh boy,
Alex hates that person. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I seen that she got a job. I tried to get hired on there, Steve. I tried to get hired on there. That dude doing the hiring there knew who you were, by the way, because I put you on as a reference. And he's like, "How do you know Steve Rowland?"
Oh,
and I'm
wait a minute. Like, was his name Gary?
I think so. Wheelchair?
Yes.
Yeah, same guy.
Douche. Anyway, continue. I have a long story about that. I don't know if I'll get into this one or not. That's a whole lot of dirt I don't think I want to dig up right now.
But shoe department.
If the chat wants to hear it enough, we'll see.
Oh, we'll probably have to get into that one. Shoe department lady had a customer come up and complain at the service desk because, they would wait in line at the service desk just to complain. You know how that goes.
Yep.
Like, if you work there, you better be ready to take an ass whooping every 10 minutes of your life. That's why I always just thank God I've never had to work a service desk. Oh, my God.
But, hey, you dodged a bullet. You didn't go to work for Jesus' craft store.
Yeah, I think I did dodge a bullet there in the end. I'm going to allow that, by the way. Anywho. So someone just destroyed the bathroom and was like, we left a big mess in there, we couldn't clean it. And dude, when we walked in there, have you ever played StarCraft, Steve?
No.
So imagine an alien spawn sitting down on the toilet, up the wall, mixed in the toilet and everything. And me and the big red Colossus were trying to go in there and clean that, both gagging, Like, literally to the point where we said, yeah, nah, we don't get paid enough for this. Close the door.
Okay, I got one better. All right, so many years ago, I'm not trying to date myself too much, but we're going to say the 90s. I was a store manager for a pharmaceutical retailer. And one day, this individual comes out of the bathroom screaming. I'm like, what is this mess?
God.
And I had saw, and these were single seat bathrooms. People, you know, they'd have to come get a code from you to actually go through the door to use it. So I knew who went in before. This individual, this female was screaming, and we go and look in this bathroom, and there is feces all on the wall, around the toilet, in the floor. I mean, it looked like it looked like somebody's ass exploded. So we get her calmed down and whatnot, and we go to clean it, and I realize the lady who went in before her was like 92 years old and completely decimated the bathroom. I mean, nice. just horrible. I mean, just terrible. And you're like, how much of that can come out of a human being? And then you're like, B, did she launch and fire through the ceiling? Because the amount of force that would have to be involved to do that was ridiculous. It's like, what the hell, man? And
oh my.
And you're just like, and this was a regular customer. This was a regular, yeah, this was a regular customer. You know, she's real sweet. She knew you by name, and she come talk to everybody or whatnot. And dude, after this, every time she came in, we couldn't look at her straight in the face without either gagging or just laughing our asses off, because how one human being who was about 5'2", maybe $110. With a 10-pound chain around her neck, soaking wet. How she had that much inside of her? Oh my God! I'm surprised she lived. I mean, for that much to come out of somebody, they probably should be dead. Nope, she just hobbled on out.
I mean, hey, she's 95 for a reason.
She's
probably still kicking.
Oh my God! Well, I don't know if she's still kicking. I mean, that was the 90s, but you know. God forbid, you know, when she did die, and, you know, because when you do die, you release all your fluid and stuff. She probably flooded a house. I mean, damn. Yeah, probably lost some weight from that. Exactly. Probably that's probably why she was in such a good mood when she left. Because she was clean. It wasn't like she had stuff all over. Hey, have a nice day. See you next time. Bye, ma'am. And she exploded the bathroom.
Steve.
Yes.
We must hear your impression.
Of what?
At Felmart, the one.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Complete liquid. Hold on a second. Grizzled Teddy. Complete liquid diarrhea filling the bowl-shaped area behind the seat and all over the wall. Had to soak up with paper towels. Yeah, you did. Fun times.
Oh.
I see some people here I haven't seen before. Clutch No Cap 43. Welcome. Give us a follow.
Yes, sir. I know who that is. He streams Warzone. He dropped in me and Brett's stream the other night.
Nice.
Really good at work too.
Hero 130. Wait until you have to provide new underwear and washing clothes to someone begging for help. Ooh. Yep, that would suck. Haven't had to do that. You win the prize on that one.
Yeah.
A paper would not clean that. No. Paper towel. No. So yeah. What else you want to know, Alex? I got lots.
We still going on about bathrooms?
We can go whatever you want.
Time to eat supper. Yo.
Grizzled Teddy.
Pretty exciting. Congrats, dude.
And Hothead, y'all can ask questions or bring stuff up. Let's go. It's fun.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. This is why I wanted to do retail.
Oh, couponing.
Oh God, no.
Couponers
No.
are the terrorists
No.
of retail. Absolutely the terrorists of retail. God forbid being a cashier that has to deal with that. Especially like there's some grocery stores that have like double coupon days. Oh my God. You get this woman with like a binder that's like as thick as like 12 Bibles. And she's buying stuff. She's buying stuff that she doesn't even need because she's got a coupon because she can get it for like X amount off. It's like, lady, you have no teeth. Why are you getting teeth whitening stuff? I mean, it's like, come on. Coupons. Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, Alex, this is what you wanted. You wanted rants. You knew you'd get me wound up eventually.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
thieving the Sunday paper. Yep, that happened. So
they dig in the trash cans for those.
But yeah, and then God forbid that coupon don't scan, they gonna jump the counter and whip your ass over like $1 off a 99-cent bottle of Alberto VO5. They are going to beat the hell out of you over that.
Yes, sir. Oh, God forbid, Steve. Double couponing on expired coupons.
Oh,
that
Jesus.
Has to be honored.
Oh, well,
It has to be honored.
It has to be honored. You need to get a manager. I am the manager. I don't care. You need to honor me. Fuck off. Hey. Thanks for the follow.
I've had to call your ass. You know how many times I've had to call your ass for a manager? Hey, thanks for the follow, by the way. But you know how many times I've had to call your ass because of a coupon?
Oh, plenty.
And you know what I remember? You know what I remember the most, Steve? Your most infamous saying.
Oh, God.
Just take care of the customer.
Yeah.
Just take care of the customer.
Yeah, okay. That's an interesting thing.
But Steve, just take care of the customer.
Okay, but listen to me. So, looking at our chat, Grizzled Teddy, she heard that a lot. Because here's the deal. You have to rationalize in your head. Welcome, Alpha Commando 522. Thanks for joining the party.
Just made the list.
You have to weigh it like this. Before you say no, or before you do not honor a customer's request, you need to seriously think there for just a split second. If this person calls our corporate office, what is corporate going to do? And this is what they're going to do if you F up and don't give them what they want. They're going to call the store manager, this guy, talk about how shitty your employee was in their customer service. They're going to go ahead and override whatever this person told them. Then they're going to give them like free money, like a $50 gift card to keep shopping. It's not worth the headache. Just give them what they want as long as it's not illegal. I mean, it's because that's what happens. You know, customers are going to, especially in society today. I mean, I had seen some chart and some corporate training or whatnot that one person will tell another person, and that'll go to 10 people, and it's just a public relations nightmare. So it's best just to err on the side of caution. And if you're not breaking any rules doing it, and you're not going to get fired for it, just take care of the damn customer and keep it moving. Look at it like this. Call it Karen suppression.
What's up, Almighty?
What's up?
Welcome to the stream. Steve, we've actually had quite the amazing amount of turnout tonight.
This is great. I mean, God, I could go hours and hours and hours on retail shit that people haven't heard. Oh, it's insane. Uh-oh. I haven't adjusted Nightbot's.
Nah, he's good.
Yeah.
It's just Nightbot is tough.
Yeah. Just, make sure you do like 2 less, caps or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just take care of the customer.
Just take care of the customer. Because it's your ass if you don't. That's the other thing.
Well,
Corporate is going to side.
Corporate
is going to side with customers, especially in these times. 9 times out of 10.
9.5 times out of 10, dude.
Oh, well, I'm being generous. I'm saying 9.
I know. Like, it's literally every time. But you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
I will tell you that in my 30 years of doing this mess, if I won the lottery, like millions of dollars, and just had it to spend on frivolous, stupid shit, my dream has always been to open a mock retail store and start a television show with hidden cameras all over the place, just to show how shitty customers really are. Nothing would thrill me more than to have a television show where all of a sudden the camera catches somebody taking an item and leaving it on the other side of the store, and like some retail police shows up. Oh no, you need to go put that back right now. Would be must-see TV. Oh my God. And then the amount of theft you would pick up over stupid shit.
Oh yeah, it's quite impressive.
It would be
on the subject.
It would be
of
the
theft.
most watched television show. Period. No doubt.
Do you remember our friend Steve that would come in?
We had lots of friends.
Ex-employee of Failmart come in. Because remember, we kept on missing DVDs because it was DVDs back in.
Who? I remember. I don't remember the friend. I remember.
Oh, he used to work with us.
God, I don't.
I think you're the one who called him too.
I don't. I've called so many people doing dumb shit. I don't remember, man.
Oh yeah, but this one, remember, would walk back to electronics.
Oh, hold up, Archer. Speaking of theft, there was a woman that attempted to walk out with like 5 steaks at one time. All right. So I got my entire retail start in the grocery business at 18 years old. All right. So I will never, ever forget. It was during the holiday time, and our grocery manager was, scoping out a customer. And this lady had shoved a frozen turkey between her legs under her skirt. So similar to what you're talking about, but this became actually kind of brutal. So this lady proceeds to walk out the building and head toward her car. Our grocery manager pursues. I sat there on my break, looking out the window, watched this lady reach up underneath her skirt, grab a frozen turkey, sling it, and knock the grocery manager out. Just cold cocked. Bam. Done.
Yo, she needs to be a quarterback.
Well, no, I mean, because, Butterball turkeys have, they have that handle thing. She reached down, grabbed the thing, and just slung it. Knocked his ass out right there in the parking lot.
This podcast is not sponsored by Butterball.
No, it's not. Or by thieves.
Or by select retailers we may or may not have dropped the exact name of. But hey.
Oh, Grizzled Teddy. And now people can still whole cart of shit, and you just have to watch them go. Yeah, unless they leave their purse in the shopping cart. Remember that?
I feel like there's a good story to that.
There is. So
there is a story that I'm a little uncomfortable telling on stream.
Message it to me, and
fire.
I'll glance at it and tell you if it's a go.
I don't think that it would be a good idea, to be honest.
But anyway, Alex, here's a good one for you. All right, so I get a call on a walkie. Hey, we've got these people coming. The last big chain I worked at, because we didn't have any payroll and there were only 4 people working in this building the size of Fort Knox, people would come in and grab like a flatbed and load up furniture. And since there's nobody on the floor, they just roll right out the door with it. Well, one of our managers called it, and they paged me. And we delayed them because what they were really doing is they weren't really stealing it. They were going and grabbing it and then bringing it up to the service desk or customer service or whatnot and trying to refund it without a receipt to get credit, and go spend the money. So, it was just free money. The last big one, we had some individuals come in, and they loaded up a cart full of stuff, and they go up front, and they're like, oh, we need a refund. Well, you don't have a receipt. Okay, so I go up there and I look and I'm like, okay, well, give me a second. Let me go check something out. So while they're up there, I'm looking at video camera footage of when they came in the building. Sure enough, they came in, they didn't have a damn thing, right? So they went and loaded up $400 or $500 worth of merchandise, and we're trying to go return it. So we get all this stuff go there. I've got another manager up there, kind of communicating with them, saying, "Hey, look, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, they decide we're just going to take off out the door, and out the door they go. And then my employees at the time thought it was hilarious because it was the first time they ever saw me run. I run from my office. I've got the cops on the phone, and I run out the door. And these idiots are throwing this shit in their car. And they've got a young, infant child with them, too, which is just even trashier. But anyway, so I'm on the phone with the cops, and I'm getting all these descriptions and whatnot, and they go speeding off. And my other manager realizes, hey, there's a shopping cart. And the idiot left her purse in the shopping cart. So they ran.
Nice.
So they ran off with $400 or $500 worth of merchandise, but left a shopping cart with their IDs, their DMV records, everything. Oh, okay. It's like a great episode of Stupid Criminals. But yeah, I mean that kind of mess happens. They think they're getting over and whatnot, and then all of a sudden these idiots realize they left their purse, and all of a sudden they've got quote unquote relatives calling. Oh yeah, my daughter's purse was stolen, and I don't want you to. What the hell ever? You stole it.
I keep negative 100.
Bitch throwing shit in the back of her trunk, cussing me out like I'm about to die. Just whatever.
Mm-hmm. Did you read my message I sent you, Steve?
Hold on. Let me check. What you got?
Because it's kind of.
No, I would not go there at all. I didn't even read the full message. I just saw what the first couple. No, don't go down that rabbit hole, bro.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. What lighting do you use for your green screen, Mr. Scary?
Oh, really cheap, generic. If you go to our Discord server, I've got a list on there that shows all the gear that I use. But the green screen itself is it was like a $60 kit from Amazon. But the lights that I use, I've got a Razer Keo, which has the ring light on it. But the actual lights in the room are my overhead light. And then I bought two $7 clamp on shop light things that are like these silver, I don't know, silver domes or whatnot you put bulbs in, and it just works. So, I mean, it's not like, I'm on CNN or anything, so it doesn't have to be too pro. It just has to look good enough to work. Floodlights. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for, floodlights. But make sure you use natural light bulbs. Don't use LED bulbs because they leave too many bright spots on the green screen. Because the green screen that's actually behind me is wrinkled all to hell, but the lighting's good enough that I'm able to do what I'm doing.
Says Noop, you're already in the Discord, bro.
Sweet. Grizzled Teddy, anything else you want to hear? Talking to you and Commando.
Listening to this podcast while playing Cold War? Nice. Nice.
Got any questions, Alex? Anything else you'd like to know about the ins and outs that you never got while we were there?
Well, there's one thing I want to know, but again, I don't think I want to ask you that on stream. I will ask you, though, eventually, but it's about a certain manager there that I really like because I played Madden with him and everything, but he just mysteriously got fired, and you've told me before.
Oh,
I can never
at
remember.
Failmart?
Yes. Because I really liked that guy.
And it was the name started with So?
Started with Suh.
Ario?
Yep.
Dude, you need to get with our anonymous Bama fan. He has the info on that. It was sad. And it was legit.
'Cause I really liked that guy, dude.
We all did. We thought he was a good dude, but sometimes the ones you think are good, hey,
are the ones that are going.
Well, hey, you remember we had an employee there that everybody loved, that his name rhymed with Hick that got busted stealing money out of layaway.
I know, that dude was great. Like, that dude was
So I mean,
a treat.
you know, I will say this. When I started working in the grocery business, that was my first exposure to really public and like thieving and stuff like that. And we had a loss prevention officer, and he told me, he was like, listen, he goes, you can stereotype people and stuff, and that's fine, because sometimes that's okay and it's right. He said, but most of the time, the people that you catch are never the ones. Yeah. And I will never forget. I had a friend of mine in high school that his mother shopped in this store. Every Monday or Tuesday, she'd come in and buy $500-600 worth of groceries, like legitimately pay for them. But back then, you didn't have cigarettes behind cases and counters. We just had a spinner rack that you could just grab them and go.
I'll text you about it, Steve.
And
I know someone there personally that did get away with it.
Oh, wow. So,
and y'all never knew. I didn't want to be involved. I was like, oh my God, why did you tell me
at
that?
the Felmart?
Yes, sir.
What's their last name rhyme with?
I'm not even going to say that.
Message me right now and I'll tell you whether or not I suspected. But anyway, so this lady was spending $400 or $500 a week at the grocery store, but she refused to pay for her cigarettes. And the loss prevention guy called her. And this was a friend of mine in high school. His mom got popped for spending $500 a pop, but wasn't going to pay for 2 packs of cigarettes. It was the craziest thing. The house stagers that bought a crap ton of stuff and had tax exemption and then returned all of it. Now, if you work in any kind of business that sells like home decor, that is a true thing. So what happens is you get people who get hired, and I don't know why, because people are just lazy and stupid, but they'll hire like somebody who claims to be some sort of interior designer. They'll go to said store, they'll pick up a bunch of furniture, they'll go stage it in a house, and they'll say, hey, look how pretty this is. They'll take pictures, put it all over social media, Instagram, all this other crap, and then they turn around and return it. So basically they're renting stuff. And we had the same thing at the guitar store. You'd have musicians who had a gig on a weekend. They'd come in on a Friday, and they'd buy like a $2,000 guitar. And Monday morning, oh, this didn't work for me. Yeah, you basically rented it. You used it for a gig over the weekend to look cool because the guitar that you did have was a piece of shit. I mean, that's really what it was. So it's the same thing. The HGTV dream. Yes, it is.
Yeah, rent to own. I did have a question.
Yes.
Because the subject of theft. What's it like to have a favored fellow manager, just a really good, dependable worker that you really like? What's it like to find out that they're stealing and you have to be the one to fire them? What does that feel like?
Not only what does it feel like, what is it? Hey, Grizzly Teddy, you should relate. You'll enjoy. Not naming names, but we'll go through the story. So I had a manager that when this person first came, I thought they were great. Thought they had my back. Thought they worked really, really hard. And we'd make a great team and yada, yada, yada. Few months in, started kind of feeling like there was some BS and some fuckery going on. And like, okay, this person is exactly who I thought they were. I liked this person enough. I bought them like a Christmas present. You know, like they had this favorite band and I went and ordered the record and bought it for them. And like, hey, here, you know, you're great. And I had to go to a meeting. And we had like a lost and found, all right? And so there was a $50 bill that got lost. And now
like where this is going.
Not lost, but found and put in the basket. Now, mind you, some things were a little sketchy. Some things towards that point in time, as far as the working relationship, were getting kind of whacked because there were a lot of lies and a lot of going behind my back to the DM, saying a bunch of shit, trying to make themselves look good, even though they could never show up to work on time and never could be accountable for anything they ever did. And also probably was the champion of pissing off customers for no reason. But anyway, so I go and, you know, let's just use days as an example. So it's a Friday. This $50 is in the safe. I know that it's there. I'm getting ready to fly out to a big, huge meeting out in another state. I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 days. And I've already decided that $50 is going to be gone when I get back. And I already have it pegged on somebody else that has access to the safe. All right? So I come back from this meeting 3 days later, and the $50 is gone. I'm like, hot damn, look at me. I'm so smart. I knew who took it, and blah, blah, blah. So I go and watch a video. And lo and behold, it wasn't who I thought it was. It was this manager that I thought was the best thing since sliced bread. And I was like, and I'm going to be honest with you, at the time the relationship had kind of soured because I called on to all their bullshit. And I'll never forget, as I watched the video and my mouth dropped, at first I was really shocked. And then the next thing that came to my mind was, ha, gotcha, bitch. And then this long drawn out loss prevention thing happened and whatnot, and no one knew what was going on. And I was bursting at the seams. There were people I wanted to tell, be like, hey, guess what? But no, I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say a word. And we let it play out like it was supposed to. But yeah, this individual, now mind you, had no reason to steal it. And when things were good, was a great employee and could do some good work, but was getting kind of lazy and using people to her advantage. Catching somebody like that, oh, it was life-changing. I mean, to the point that I didn't trust this person enough that when we had the interviews, and the full disclosure, when loss prevention was like, okay, we're going to have you guys sitting in a room and you've got cameras there and, you know, we'll be monitoring while we're talking to. And I was like, oh, hell no. I want another female in the building with me. I want somebody there. And even then, I had a pair of scissors in my back pocket ready to go if this person decided to do something crazy. Like, no lie. But when you catch somebody like that, when it was all said and done, it's kind of like what you're talking about. It's like when you catch somebody that, even though you might have a problem with them, you find out that they're that kind of dirty and whatnot, you know, it does throw you for a loop. And fortunately for me, during my career, I've never had someone that was close to me or somebody I thought who was an absolutely great team member from start to finish. I've never had anybody get fired for that, ever. So I've never had that experience. I've had the experience of people that I questioned that it wasn't a surprise. But for my A-list players, never a problem. They wouldn't have been my A-list players if I had even thought so.
So just what you're saying is you have like kind of like a sixth sense for that type of thing. To where
I think, I'm not going to say sixth sense. I mean, I just think, you know, I mean, look, the last place I worked, we had assembled a crew that was pretty good that after I left completely just disintegrated. It was the same people. All right. So they replaced me with somebody else after I left. It was the same staff who did great, great things and did things that people thought weren't possible. I leave and all of a sudden, you know, the shit hits the floor or whatnot, and they try to blame it on those people. Well, no, they did it before. So what's the problem? Was the problem the people or is the problem the leadership?
it's definitely on the leadership spectrum,
Right.
I feel, because just the sheer difference of, let's say I'm coming into work for someone like you or someone like Donnie, like my current manager now at the place I work. That dude is a legend. Love to work for him. But when you get someone that just is just demotivating to work for, like it just takes your best and just makes you not want to do anything anymore. Like I understand that from that point of view entirely.
Well, you know, that kind of goes into, you want me to do an imitation of somebody. That situation was real. I watched you live it. She talked to you like you were shit, man. And, you know, and you're 100% right. When you've got managers in places that all they do is berate, you don't want to do the job. I mean, you had to have been so happy when she left, and then our unnamed friend came on, and we had the staff that we had at that point in time, minus one who was too busy, you know, gallivanting around with what's his face. But anyway, we kept her over in soft lines. But anyway, I mean, it was, you know, there was a time did you ever hear the story about me finally popping off on her and absolutely exploding on her?
Which one? Current Christian art store?
No, at Failmart. Failmart.
Yeah, at Failmart.
The person you wanted me to impersonate.
Oh.
There was one person. There was one person we know that witnessed it, and when they witnessed it, afterwards they were like, they came to me and said, "That was the greatest thing I've ever seen," because she was such an absolute tyrant, and I had finally had enough of her shit, and I was just like, man,
literally Frieza.
Yeah.
From Dragon Ball Z.
Oh no, she'd be like, "Alex, you need to get the." That's what Alex wanted me to do earlier. But yeah, that's what it was. I mean, it was like you got walkie-talkies on and earpieces, and this lady would flip out and be like, "Alex, why are you not in the bathroom?" I mean, that's how it was. And finally, she was just overbearing. And this is kind of like the retail equivalent of punching a bully in the nose. It took somebody to jump her shit, to knock her down a notch, to where she was tolerable. And she did. She come flying through the office door and just tried to unload on me. And I was just like, who the hell do you think you are? I mean, just like, and I just laid into her. And this person that we know was right there. And the look of horror on his face, I mean, he lost every bit of blood out of his skin because he thought for sure I was about to get crucified. And no, I squashed her. I just let it fly and said, "I've had enough of your shit, and this is how you are," and blah, blah, blah. And she melted. And from that point on, Alex, I don't know if you ever noticed, there was a definitive moment in time where she acted one way towards me and then was real lovey-dovey toward me afterwards.
I did notice that.
That's because I called her on her shit.
Y'all would sit out front of the store, both of you, and y'all would just be smoking a cigarette, just in front of the store together. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember."
Archer von Krieger, did you work there?
He did not. He did not.
He says that voice told me exactly who it is. You must have told him about it.
I used to tell him a lot of stories.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We named a kill streak.
Beba 205
after her.
We're talking about the blonde one that ran the ship for a while.
You were not there at that time.
Before we got lucky
you didn't get to experience
and got our unnamed Bama fan.
Steve, I do have a point to bring up though.
Let's hear it.
As an employee,
yes,
this is something that I hate that is generalized. I hate that employees feel they have to take abuse from managers simply because they're my manager.
Unacceptable.
When I feel that
unacceptable.
I feel that employees, if they get mistreated like the way I've been mistreated many times, should absolutely have the right to put them in their place. As a manager point of view, give me your thoughts on that.
Well, it depends on the character of the manager. You know, for instance, the one we were just talking about, she never had anybody ball up to her and be like, listen, bitch, you're done. And then when that happened, things changed. Now, that doesn't always work with people because you've got managers who could be entrenched. You could have managers that are part of the quote unquote good old boy network, and Grizzled, you know all about that. That there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change because there's a group of people around this toxic person that will believe them, even if you had pictures of them, you know, killing kittens or something, you know, and they'd be, oh no, they would never do that. But I do agree that there's a lot of abuse of employees that is unwarranted, and a lot of managers feel like they can get away with it. And, you know, and then human resources, you know, as Grizzled Teddy just talked.
That what he just put is so true.
That's 100% true.
I literally faced that case.
Yeah.
Before I worked at the current job that I work now.
You know,
I'm not trying to interrupt.
No,
you,
you're not.
Steve,
But I understand. I mean, HR is not your friend in most places. HR is trained in most places to take side of the higher ups. There are some instances where that's not the case, and that's great. But, you know, here's the thing. If you're working for a manager who's completely abusing you and treating you like shit and whatnot, well, for one thing, why are you still there? All right? It doesn't make what they're doing right, but why are you putting up with it? Okay? Tell them to fuck off and go do something else. But at the same time, you should be able to, if somebody's coming down on you and just being a terror, to fire back. I mean, it's a natural thing. It's like, okay, if somebody punches you in the face, you should be able, you know, you should be allowed to punch them back, you know? So why is it any different in retail? And that's because there's protections. Absolutely. And there's all sorts of like legalities and stuff and whatnot and HR. And at the end of the day, and I hate to say this, it comes down to a company is only going to choose the side that allows them to cover their ass. All right? You know,
yes.
It at the end of the day, boys and girls, it comes down to money. All right? It comes down to what is the lesser of two evils. You know, you might have a situation where you got a manager and an employee and they fight and it's a big, huge conflict and they could there could be a lawsuit or whatnot. You know, if the company can buy out the lower ranking person and say, hey, look, you know, we'll give you a settlement of like whatever amount of dollars if you don't say anything and just move on, they'll do that. They're more interested in not having negative press and not having negative reviews than doing the right thing. I mean, that's just the way it is, and it's terrible.
That is the way it is. And just to read Bebo's thing, I do not believe Grizzly is the Alabama fan.
No, it is not. I know who Grizzled Teddy is. So no, that is not that person.
Yeah, because I believe the Alabama fan there, if he's going to be watching, he's probably just going to be like watching from the shadows.
He's a lurker. He's a lurker.
Yeah, he ain't going to comment.
He'll send us.
He better not to.
Yeah, exactly. and we love the guy. I mean, honestly, I will say this person that we referencing.
The guy is Steve. You are a great man.
No, he's what he does.
But this man,
he ranks. I've got a pretty high standard. All right. There's only two managers, him and one other guy. And I found out the other guy recently died. Actually, when we moved back from Georgia, I went into the store that he ran and I was like, something's off. This place looks like shit. Because it just was whatever. And I asked him, like, hey, where's so-and-so? Oh, he passed away. I'm like, what? That guy was like my mentor. I mean, he was, and I didn't know. And you know, I had talked to this guy in March of that year and found out he died in like July or June or something like that. But this other person, the unnamed person, is right there with him. And those are only two that I hold up that high that I think encapsulate what a good retail manager should be. They both understood, find what your people are good at and let them be good at it.
Yes, the unnamed person, like, oh my God. Like, he would literally just stick his neck out for anyone. Like,
he would.
Like, you could just tell, like, that he loved
even after he fell off a truck and got ran over.
I'm honestly trying not to tear up right now, because...
Oh, come on now, man. Don't go down that road.
Oh, it may happen.
If you cry on screen, hey, everybody that's watching, make sure you clip that. That'd be worth it. That's meme property right there.
Meme. Big meme. But yeah, that dude right there, top tier. I mean, you're pretty top tier too.
Thanks.
Steve.
Appreciate it.
You're definitely a mentor figure in my life, like 100%.
Well, I mean, here we are. I mean, when I started this mess, it was like you were there's only one other person I've talked to about doing this mess.
I know,
right?
I've actually talked to, it's so ironic. At the beginning of this year, one of my friends that I played Valorant with, I literally told, because he just asked me what are my New Year's goals. I literally told him that I would like to do a podcast this year. And then you texted me like the very next day.
You're welcome.
Like, that was just so weird. And I was like, oh, it's got to happen.
And, seriously, guys, everybody's watching and whatnot, we need the followers, all right? We need to hit that 50 mark and go from there. And for those of you that are watching for the first time, I just want to throw something out there. This is a multi-branched kind of thing, all right? So there's obviously a Twitch side. There's going to be a YouTube side. On the YouTube side, for those of you who have never watched before, there's going to be some interesting things there. There's going to be one-on-one interviews. There's going to be something called the Artist Showcase, which is usually musicians or producers or things like that, because I have a huge music background. Alex tried to get me to spoil people before. I'm not, but these aren't A-list celebrities, but there's some B's. There's people that you may be familiar with their work. These are all things that are coming, and this isn't a fly-by-night. We're going to do 2 or 3 episodes and you won't see us again or whatnot. We'll get better at it as we go because this is new. But we need all the help we can get. And, we want a community. Your guys' input matters. What you want to see matters. What you want to talk about matters. Your interaction matters. This is just as much y'all's thing as it is ours. So let's make it something cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. Steve, just another idea.
Yep.
That could be something. I do not know what it could be named, but Biba there brings up a really, really good point. Movie-based, anime-based, like just an entertainment, like somewhere
like a discussion
spectrum. Yes. Kind of like It's Dangerous to Go Alone, but like
hey, look, the sky's the limit. We can do whatever, if there's a market for it and you guys want it, the Discord link is in our About section. Join the server. It doesn't matter. There's sub-servers for all the different topics, but you can just put it in general. If there's stuff you want to see, let us know. We'll do it. We don't care. It's not like we got anything else better to do. Let's make it fun. I know Alex and I thought about professional wrestling. We can do something on the mat. If you want to do movie reviews, we can do movie reviews. If you want to do music, which is a big thing with me, for those that know me, we can go into music for hours. But whatever you guys want to do, let us know. We're not opposed to it. The unfortunate part about Twitch is it doesn't let you schedule individual segments. So you'll look at our schedule and see Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m., whatnot. It doesn't tell you what we're going to do. And I try to change up the stream title for what we're doing. But, hey, man, let's do it. Let's make it a cool thing for a lot of people. And for those that are unaware of what Friday Night Free-for-All is, when we're able to do it, that's a situation where we won't, besides just Alex and I, anywhere from, I'd love to have like 5 to 7 people in addition to us. And I'm drawing from a hat over topics from the last week. And we just sit there for an hour and just go off on whatever. A lot of fun, and, no hard feelings. If you got an opinion on something, we just roll with it. So you guys, let us know what you want to do, and we'll do it. I mean, what's it going to hurt, And our last episode that we did, After Hours VOD, our VOD was over 90, and that's pretty good for what it is. And, but it's up to you guys to kind of push us into the content you want to see. So we're here for you. I mean, we like the engagement. We like talking. We like asking questions. We like answering questions, and we're not G-rated by no means. So we can have some fun doing it, as Alex snickers over there. But for you guys that are watching, bring us some followers. Let's get this thing going. Let's do it and keep it moving. If you're a musician and you want to talk gear, Clutch No Cap 43, nice. If you want to talk gear, if you're a musician, I'm a guitar player. All the music that's associated with everything you hear us do, that's all stuff I've done. I love talking music. You want to talk gear? We can have a gear talk. We can have a segment. Let's talk gear. We can talk about new releases, things that are coming out. We can talk new releases, movies. We can talk new releases, video games, whatever you guys want to do. Alex, is there something that
I would even like to cover whenever Nintendo, please, for the love of God, does a Nintendo Direct. Please, Nintendo, if you're listening, soon. I'm dying. It's been over a year. But I would like just to cover the news that was in that, and we just discuss the news together as a community.
Well, all the video game stuff's going to fall under the "It's dangerous to go alone." If you go to our About tab, you see the different segments, and that's kind of where we're at now. Now, if there's new segments that you guys want to add, let's say you want to talk wrestling, then all of a sudden you'll see a new segment pop up, in relation to wrestling or whatnot. The sky's the limit. So, best Mario Kart game. Best Mario Kart game is
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Correct. Thank you. That's 100% correct. So
I still got to kick your ass in that, Steve. We need to settle that once and for all.
I'll need to die for you to do that. But anyway. So yeah, I mean, and we also have a segment coming called "And Then There Were Three," and we bring a third person on, and it's completely community interactive. We'll pick a topic, we'll post a topic, what we're going to do, and we'll have that third person, and we'll just go with it. And like I said, if anybody wants to be involved, and even like the Friday free-for-all, you don't have to have a video screen. If you don't want to be on cam, that's fine. You will put up a picture to your liking or whatnot, and we'll just use your audio feed. So, but the whole idea is to make this fun and keep it moving. The more serious stuff will probably be on YouTube, as far as the artists' interviews and things like that. And then there's the thing I got coming, which is about UFOs and conspiracies and whatnot. And that's called the Black Hat Chats. Although we have talked about doing what? What's that thumbs down? What?
I don't believe in UFOs.
Well, that's your own
and
fault.
The extraterrestrials.
Well, I would encourage you.
I make fun of my dad all the time.
Okay, you do? That's cool.
For listening to that.
All right, so while everybody's watching, I'm going to issue a challenge to this young man.
Oh, boy.
I want you to go look up, search in your web browser, UAP sightings, military. And you're going to see something that released over the past couple of years that was real, that was tracked by Air Force pilots, and maybe that might change your mind. If not, that's okay, because when Trent and I start doing the Black Hat Chats, we'll bring you on and we'll convert you. You don't have a choice. So
I'm pretty stubborn about being converted now.
Yeah. So, but anyway, guys, I mean, this has been a good time. Like I said, we're new at this. We don't know what we're doing. We're just having a good time, and we enjoy everybody that's watching and all the interaction. So keep doing it. As of right now, our episodes are Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. The topics will change. You know, the next one could be football, for all you know. It just depends on what we decide to do. I try to put something up to show what we're talking about, and we'll go from there. Alex, we're sitting at a minute.
You're right. You are correct, Archer. You are correct. Praise the Lord.
Aliens are absolutely real. Yes, you are. So yeah, you guys join the Discord server. Communicate. Tell us what you want. We'll do it. We ain't scared. So, Alex, you got anything to add before we shut this thing down?
Well, just in closing, on my channel, all lowercase, I'm always just going to share this at the end of every stream.
Shameless promotion.
Of course. You got to use the platform to grow, am I right?
You guys go check out
that
Addicts.
Is my Twitch channel. Hit me with a follow. I'm going to be playing some Immortals Phoenix Rising here in about 15 minutes or so. I've downloaded the demo. I'm going to try the game out because Steve here has been on my ass about playing it.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. Hey, Hero, what do you think of Immortals Phoenix Rising? I'm waiting. You're slow. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It's a great game. You're just playing the demo. I haven't played the demo, so I don't know how representative it is. Oh, there you go. Beautiful, she says. So there you go. Try it out.
I'll take y'all's word for it.
If you like Zelda and if you like Assassin's Creed, you'll love it.
And it's not a shameless plug if I own half of this. Okay. Wait
a minute. Beba says I need the short red hair. No. Time catches up with everybody, bro. It's just time to embrace the white and gray and whatever and just keep it moving.
Yeah, he's old man Steve now.
Hey now. Don't be a bitch, all right?
I want him to stand up. He's got to wear the Dracula coat one day.
I don't have I may. I don't know where. I don't think we threw it out. It's somewhere, but it's all tattered and torn. I tried to find a new one, like actually a month ago, and the lady doesn't make it anymore. I can't find it. Thanks, Archer. Appreciate it. You know,
I do like the Big Boss-esque look. It is pretty hilarious.
Well, what do you think about the beard, Alex? You know, that's new.
I mean, I can't grow one, so I'm pretty jelly.
Well, that's because you're still like 15, but that's all right. All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next time, Monday night, 8 p.m. Don't know what the topic is yet, but we'll go.
Are we doing a Friday free-for-all or
not yet? What I need for us to do a Friday free-for-all, I need everybody who wants to participate to hit the Discord server. There's an actual subsection for Friday free-for-all, and if you want to be part of it, hit us up. You know, I don't want to do it until we have basically a big room of people to just rant and rave. And Grizzly, you need to tell what's his face to get involved. Want to have him on? It'll be great. Friday free for all, Friday rant for all, you name it. So, but yeah, I do want to do that. But you guys, I need everybody to commit to when you want to. We'll pick a date, and that'll be our first one. I'd like to have myself, Alex, and at least 3 to 5 more people. 8 tops. I think all the computers can handle that at that point. If we can handle more, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll just go.
That being said, yeah, you can look forward to us being back on Monday at 8.
Yep.
Haven't decided what topic we're going to cover yet.
Maybe it'll be something different. I don't know. We can look at it. I mean, we could do retail, but I think probably the best idea is if you guys like the retail talk, join the Discord. Or if you want to send us an email, it's thegenerationvoid@gmail.com. If you have questions or there's something about retail you want to know about, we could talk forever about this mess because it's all we've ever done pretty much.
Yeah.
Let us know. we'll do another retail one if that's what you want. If you want stories from the field, the different kind of Karens we've had to deal with, good employees, bad employees, etc. We'll have a good time. So, but we've got ways for you to communicate with us. The Discord server will be the easiest. We do have a YouTube. We do have a Facebook. We do have a Twitter. We have the Discord channel. So hit us up.
Alrighty.
All right, guys.
That being said,
have a good night.
Everybody have a good night. See y'all over on my stream.
Peace out. Good night.